Over the Moon for You, or Tonikawa, is a heartwarming story about Yuzaki Nasa and how he marries the girl who saves his life. The literal first scene of this show is Nasa getting hit by a truck, and the only reason he survives is because Tsukasa, his future wife, runs in front of him. Instead of going to the hospital like any sane person would do, he catches up with her and pronounces his love. She accepts, but only if he marries her. The whole show is basically a slice of life about their time as newlyweds. They get married in the first episode, which is quite surprising actually, and everything else is just wholesome antics. And when I say wholesome, I mean wholesome. The way they interact with each other is super reminiscent of two people who just fell in love, so I think they nailed that perfectly. You can't help but smile when you see them talking to each other, it's just so nice. That being said, that's pretty much all this anime is, a cutesy romance. It focuses primarily on just Nasa and Tsukasa, with some background characters that don't really get much screen time. The biggest flaw that I can think of is actually Nasa himself. He plays a little too much into that naive, oblivious main character trope. Some of the things he says and does are a tad creepy, and it feels a little bit like a self-insert with the way he acts. However, most of it can be explained by remembering he did just get married in less than a day, and has barely any experience with women in general. Despite all that, I still definitely recommend Tonikawa. In terms of romances, it could quite possibly be my favorite anime in that genre. However, I can understand why some people wouldn't like it. The side characters barely get used when compared to the two main characters, the story never really evolves past that whole marriage thing, and Nasa gets away with some pretty questionable stuff. But for me, seeing those two so deeply in love just makes my heart swell, and makes for a really good story.